welcome to Elixir Pro. In this video I'm gonna teach you how to send emails using Phoenix and some frameworks. So the frameworks that we are going to use is Bamboo. So it's really simple to install the dependencies, but in this case we are gonna use the SMTP server. And also I have a simple provider which is the Elixir, and simple, really simple to create an account. To create an account in Elixir, you just need to click on create Elixir account, and now you're gonna have some configurations that you have to do in your application. So in this case we're having these configurations. The most of the times that some developers using Elixir is using JavaScript, but in this case we're gonna use Elixir. So other things that we should do, this is a generic application which we are gonna create a simple HTML using like accounts. The schema is user, the table is user, just first name and email. So let's start creating this application with some information. Let's put our routers. So now I'm gonna use the reset. You should make sure, because I was testing some stuff in this application. Okay, this is dropping the database. That's okay to us. Created and create our migration. So first things that we should do is starting put our dependencies. I'm gonna close my screen, and now you can see so much better our terminal in VS Code. So the first thing is to install the Bamboo. So you can go to your mix.exs, and I'm gonna duplicate just the JSON 2 times because I'm gonna put the dependencies. So the first one is Bamboo. The version is 1.5. The second one is Bamboo SMTP. Also the version is 3.00. So let's use in the mix steps.get. Probably I'm having some problems with my internet connections, I guess. So I'm gonna start our application, also using ex.mix Phoenix server. So I'm gonna open other terminal. Also some problem with my dependencies. So let's wait for all time. Okay, ex mix Phoenix server, and let's see what's happening with our application right now. So let's compile the code. Okay, that's working. So let's see. If you see, we created a users router. So if you see here, we are having some informations, and we can create some users, some things like test and test, test. And this is going to work successfully. But after you create the user and we have success, we are gonna send an email. But the email we are gonna use in controllers, and every time when we create a user and have success, we make sure that it's happening when we're passing for this conditional. So we can create some things like email server and send inserted user and passing a user. So to create this email server, we're gonna create in our TT application, because we can use this information for other places. So it's going to be some things like shared email server. I think it's work. So let's go to our TT, create a shared folder, and email server.ex f module. tt.shared email server, and now you can pass in our send inserted user, so we can create our function passing the user and also just starting with empty string. So this is the first step. So the next steps is start configuration our application to send emails. So we install the dependencies and we know when we have to send the emails. So let's start creating our application. In the first step, we have to configure our mailer. So to configure our mailer, you can pass in some informations like use bamboo dot mailer. Also, we have to pass our OTP app, passing our application, which is TT. And now, just because we're having this information, we're gonna have some things like mail deliver or delivery now, if I don't remember. But we're not gonna use this right now. So the other things that we should do is every time when we send email, we have to pass our class, which we are gonna use to send email. Class, no, sorry, but module. So in this case, we're having the bundle, and which is easy to configure, but in this case, we have some configurations for a specific adapter, which is SMTP adapter. You can see other adapters that you can use that. So we'll just go to our configs.exs, paste this information. Our application is TT, and also we are gonna pass in this module for our configurations here. Oh, that's okay. And now I have to pass our configurations about our application. So in this case, we have the Ethereum account, and now you can use this host to pass in our configurations here, like this one and this one. The port is 587. Our username is this Herman and something like that we don't understand, and password here. And I think we'll have enough configuration. I'm just delete some information, some comments here. This is default. We don't need to do many things here. Just paste these configurations because we're using the SMTP adapter. So think this is going to work. And now let's go back to our email server and start configuring some things. So the first thing is that every time I'm gonna use the debug inspect, because we need to understand every step that we are doing. And let's start import some configurations in Bumble, which is bamboo.email, and let's start creating the first email. So we're gonna use the new email. Let's recompile, and of course we're not using the user, so let's go back to our application, click on new user, John Doe, and John at doe.com. So we created a user, but in this case I think we don't have the applications running. So let's restart our application. Let's create our user. I think can be this informations like email in both of fields, just to understand what's happening. So we created the first one, and in this case we have a struct for email, and the struct we are having the assigns, the attachments, and copy from to. So let's start creating these informations. The first one is going to be the from, who is sending the email. And in this case we can put some things like Elixir Pro and Elixir Pro team, and the email is going to be Elixir Pro at elixirpro.com. And also we are gonna do the same one but for two, which is other information in our struct. So in this case, I think it should be something like user first name, and the email is going to be the user dot email. So we're having two informations, and we can pass the subject, and also we're gonna send an email. The subject should be some things like you have created an account. I think this is enough to us. Let's recompile our code. I'm sorry I'm not using the EX. So let's see, send other emails. Seems to be working, and now you have the from, the subject, and the to. So in this case we are not gonna use a body. If you see some informations, you can send, for example, the text body, but in this case we are gonna use a template email, and we are gonna use, so in this case, assigns, and the assign is going to be the user, and we're gonna pass the user just to start using some informations that we have in our emails. So in this case it's okay, but in this case we don't have the function. We don't have this function because we are not having the views. So to start using views, you can use the Bamboo tool and Phoenix, and the view that we are gonna use is our user view. We are using the user view because it's going to be a little bit time if we create some views. So in this case, let's see our TT web, and also we can pass our user view. And now let's start send informations to our view. We just need to pass just one more information, is render, which is going to be like create user email HTML. So let's go back to our templates, user, and create this HTML file. EX. What was the problem? No, we don't have problem with the file. So let's start creating our first email. So to create this email is really simple. We can start using the style, and in this style we can create some class like content, and in content we are gonna pass the font size, passing 30 pixels, and line height, some things like 40 pixels. And now let's create our div content, and can send a message like maybe hello. And because we are using the assigns and we are having the user, can start passing some things like user dot first name, and now you can put some informations like to access our features you have to log in with the email below. I think we should use a 81, and we can pass the email here. It's some things like at user email, This is enough to us to start using, and let's recompile our code. We have problems here? I don't think so. So let's see what's happening right now. Let's send other emails like SDF, SDF, SDF. So if you see, you have the HTML body with the HTML that we have defined in email. And so let's start sending the email. So to start sending the email, we just have to pass, because we're using these configurations in mailer. So we just need to pass the delivery, the score now. I think this is enough to us. What's happening? Let's see what's happening. I have the new email. We are having the email informations. Let's put this one for the first informations that we have, and recompile our code. So I don't know. I'm gonna reload our application and see what's happening. Same error. Functions is undefined, but if you see, we're having the delivery now. We passed the adapter correctly, but also we're having the problem. It's delivered now. Sorry for my mistakes. So let's see what's happening. So let's try to send other emails. If you see, we haven't received any emails here. If you see our mailbox, this has been a long time. So just let's go to send other email, because it's been a long time. So SDF2, SDF at SDF123.com. So if we send the email, you can see that it spent more time, because we are having some communications with our SMTP server, and this is why we're spending more time, because this is sending the email. And if you see here, we have the messages, but probably the email, we haven't received the emails here. The assign is correctly, because we're having the user. Okay, we haven't received the email. Let's try again. Test, how about test? Test. So let's see again. This is sometimes spend a couple of seconds, especially because my internet today is not so good. Problem with MPP. This is because the timeout. Okay, this should not happen. I think this is because my internet connection. Let's retry again. If you spend more time, I'm gonna use other email provider, not email provider, but other internet connection. Let's try again. I think it's going to work. So much better our internet right now. So let's send and wait for a little time. And now you can see that the email was sent, and if you see the user was created successfully, And if you see here and update our messages, you can see that we received an email with the subject that we were thinking about. It's something like you created an account. And you can see that hello, the template that we were using with Phoenix. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you the next tutorial, and bye bye.